time series models usually use historical data if I have it available. Okay, so for this purpose, they're often called intrinsic models because I'm using data from within my company. I'm not going out there asking other people. I'm not asking Salesforce. I'm not asking customers. I'm not asking expert opinions. So basically, we assume, and first of all, you should never assume in business, but we have the assumption that if I use this model, my past sales are a very good indicator of my future sales. So time series forecasting models, there's 4 of them, and they can be quite daunting for you. So I don't want you to be overwhelmed. I want you to just relax. Let me go through this, okay? We are not math experts, and there's a lot of heavy duty equations here. So I just want you to be aware of that. So there are 4 different time series models. Okay, one is called a moving average model. So what happens is it's the average. I take an average, but it's constantly moving. Okay, so I take an average, but it's constantly moving. It's constantly changing. The weighted moving average model is going to say, hey, I'm going to weight each period that I'm taking the average from. I'm going to put some weight to it or some meaning to it. Then we have exponential smoothing model and linear regression model. All of these are going to require heavy-duty formulas. And again, not everybody is a math genius. Okay, so here's what we need to know when we're doing math. These are variables. These are signs that we need for math in forecasting. A is my actual observation of the variable to be forecast. Usually the variable to be forecast is the quantity I need to make, the number of services I need to provide. F equals the forecast of the variable. Oh, and I forgot what this is called here. There's a name for it. I actually forgot. Hold on, let me look it up. Well, apparently I couldn't find it quick enough, so don't worry about it. So the difference between 2 numbers, so I'm going to look at, so if I have this, the difference between AF is what was the actual minus the variable, or the forecasted. I'm sorry. What was the actual minus the forecast? This little e, this is the sum of several numbers normally in a column. This is called the sum of numbers. You'll see this on your Excel. And n equals the number of observations used in the calculation. So if I was doing months, n would be 12. If I was doing how many years in a decade, it would be 10. Okay, so remember these references because we're going to need them. And here's some more. T is the current time period. Usually I'm measuring a month or 30 days. And even though not every month has 30 days, when I do talk about per month, it's basically every 30 days, regardless whether or not that month has 31 or 29. So T minus 1 is one time period in the past. So if I'm talking about October, which is right now, and I say T minus 1, then I'm talking about September. And T minus 2 is 2 months back. But T plus 1 is 1 month in the future, and T plus 2 is 2 months in the future. Okay, so these are the acronyms that you're going to need for this type of stuff. Oh, I know your head is already hurting. Trust me, I understand. Okay, the moving average model assumes that I'm going to take actual sales from historical data, and this is how I'm going to predict future sales. It also talks a little bit about how to do this. Hold on one second. Let me move to this chart, okay? Here is the formula for several past. Okay, so the forecast for next month, T plus 1, equals, and this is called the moving average model. Matter of fact, before we start this, let's go forward. Here's the chart we're going to be using, okay? So actual sales for January, 245, 244, 250. Okay, let's go back. If I want to know what actual sales are for next month, I'm going to take the actual T minus the last month plus T minus the current month, okay? divided by n. If you remember, n is the number of periods. So let's look down here. I want to do a 3-month forecast with the data I showed you. So I've got A, T plus 2. So I'm actually forecasting, if I believe correctly, I'm forecasting for April. So I'm going to take, I'm in March, and I'm forecasting for the future, but I'm going to go back to January, February, and March. I'm in March forecasting for next month. Okay, T plus 1, so that's April. So if you remember, 245 plus 244 plus 250. So I've taken this formula here, and this is how I've written it down. Add these together, divide by 3, and here's my moving average forecast for the month of April, 246.33. Yes, this is going to be a little daunting for you, so just don't panic on me, okay? Okay, so let's stop here. So I want to move to the next video will be about the MAD, or the mean absolution deviation.